Well, congratulations. It is week 5. I'm proud of you. A lot of y'all have done a lot of great work. I'm still working through your videos, and it's been good. It's been good so far. Enjoying seeing y'all, seeing your faces, putting a face to a name, hearing your voice. You've made it through full 4 weeks. Week 5 is here, and by the end of this week, you will be a full third through this class. Got a few questions for you. I want to talk to you here in discussion D about yourself, about you, and how you see yourself. I asked you in weeks 1, 2, and 3, how do you want to come across? What is the self that you want to put out there? And I want to explore that a little bit more and a little bit deeper. First, I want to talk to you about your self-concept. Your self-concept. How do you see yourself? A lot of times if I ask students, how do you see yourself? They'll name their titles. Well, I'm a basketball player, and I'm a brother, and I'm a son, and I'm a student. That's usually the 3. Sometimes ladies will say, well, I'm a mom. I'm also a daughter. But I want to ask you this. How do you see yourself? Yourself is actually being able to understand who you are as a person. What are your skills? Skills are things that you learn. I've got a lot of skills. As Napoleon Dynamite says, girls only want guys with skills. I've got a lot of skills that I've learned over these. Skills are things you can learn. I know how to do a little bit of graphic design. I've learned how to film and edit video. And I've learned a lot of things like that. I can drive a vehicle. That's something I learned. So what skills do you have? What about your abilities? Abilities are things you're just naturally wired with. I can tell a story. It's a really natural thing that I have. I don't have an audience here. Y'all may never have gotten to see that with me. But when I'm with my friends and I'm like, oh guys, y'all aren't going to believe what happened, everybody turns and listens. I got that ability. I really do. So you got skills, you got ability, you have knowledge, things that you've acquired and packed into here. Some of your knowledge might be actually technical, that you know how to work on things and work on a car. Some of your knowledge may just be rote memorization of stuff. Some of it may just be facts and facts about history and those sort of things that you've learned, or fun facts about polar bears. But it's the knowledge that you have, and then all of those kind of mold together like Play-Doh, and you pack them all together and it's you. We've got competencies, things that you're good at. Do you know how to conflict with people healthily? How to be healthy, how to have healthy conflict and sit down with somebody and say, hey, I'm really bummed about what you said yesterday. Can we talk about that? Or they come and say, hey, I need to make this delivery tomorrow. Can we put this delivery for your house off until tomorrow? And you're like, no, I need that today. And you have a conflict. Do you have a competency in working through that? And you mold all these together, and it's you. And so few people see themselves at all. I was in-person class last week, and I asked this young lady on the back row, I'm like, how do you see yourself? And she goes, dropped her jaw, mouth open. I don't know. I've never thought about it. We've got to do more as professionals, as working. I'm trying to push you all to work towards your careers and be better at communication in your careers, regardless of what pathway you go down. And we've got to do better than, I don't know, never thought about it. Remember the reframing project last week? Let's reframe. She could have been nervous. She could have been sick to her stomach. I don't know. She could have just frozen up on the spot. However, I don't think that's unique. I've had a lot of students over the years go, I have no idea who I am. I don't know. I just go to school because I have to. I don't know. I just go through my life and go through my days, and I do the things I'm supposed to do. And when the toilet paper is empty, I refill it. And when the refrigerator's empty, I go buy more. And they never stop and go, what am I good at? What am I bad at? It's really healthy to know what you're not good at. So question 1, how do you view yourself? Talk about your skills, your competencies, your knowledge. Maybe your positions, mom, dad, basketball player, employee, student, maybe. But be more than a title. Be more than just, not saying that's just a title if you're a mom or a dad, but be more than that. Who are you? 1, talk about, we're talking it's you. You've been around a while. You've been sucking air for a long time. Have more to say about yourself. It's your favorite subject. It's my favorite subject. Ourselves. 1, how do you view yourself? How do you really view yourself? Talk about your skills, your abilities, your competencies, what you're good at, what you're not good at. 2, there's a thing called the ideal self. What's your ideal? How do you wish you were? It is a standard that you hold yourself to. You may say, my ideal self is to be patient. And last week, here's the bar of how much patience I want to have. And I want to hit that bar every day. I want to be patient and merciful with people. And last week I was a little bit short. I fell short of the mark. I was an impatient, mouthy mouth, road rage, yelling at somebody on the street. And I did not realize or actualize my own ideal self. What standard are you holding yourself to? How do you want to be? How do you want to be in this world? I like having my bills paid. That's one thing I want to pay on time. I want to be an on-time person. And speaking of time, I like also being just punctual as a person. If I borrow something, I want to be able to hand it back to them. So I've got different bars in my life. I want to be fun. That's real important to me. I want to be fun with my friends and fun with people I'm around. I want to be trustworthy. If you loan me something, I'll get it back to you and it'll be in better condition. I borrowed a truck this week from my dad. I brought it back with the gas tank full. I want to be fun. I want to be trustworthy. I like being punctual. And I may, for this assignment, if I was doing it, I would talk about these standards, maybe where I got these standards. So the first one's self-concept. How do you view yourself? Two, what's the standard that you want? How do you really want to be? What's your ideal self? These are not goals like I want to be able to run 3 miles. That's a goal that's different than who you are on the inside here, your heart and your mind. Thirdly, let's talk about self-esteem. How valuable are you? Do you see yourself as valuable? Where are you most valuable? What value do you bring when you come into any situation? When you sit down at a table with people, when you sit down for a meal or sit down for a work project, are you bringing value to the table? I talked last week and week 2 about bringing more to the table than, oh no, tell me what to do and I'll do it. Do you bring value? Are you interesting? Are you a hard worker? There's a lot of different things that you might bring to any situation. So do you add value to different situations? What values do you bring? I want to disagree with the textbook. The textbook says everybody has somewhere low self-esteem or high self-esteem or average self-esteem, but it is one ratio of how we feel about ourselves and how much value and worth that we have. I want to push back on the book on that because I feel, this is me talking, and I've lectured about this for years, and I've always had students nod. I think we can have high value in some areas and low value in others. If we were to do a group project that's going to be an exploration of history, the history nerds would be like, heck yeah, high value. But if we were to take that same group and say, okay, instead, we're going to go outside and play a game of kickball versus a psychology class next door, and we're going to move into the athleticism, it might be a little bit of a switch. People may go, now I've got low value. My self-esteem and athleticism may be different. Where's your self-esteem? Where is your value? What do you bring into this world? Self-concept, your ideal self-concept. And third, do you add value? Where do you add value? Who do you add value to? Where are you strongest? Where are you weakest? We're not talking about your skills. We're not saying, well, I can really fix a computer. But I'm talking about adding value to this world. Are you valuable? Are you worth sucking air and being a part of this class? I think you are. I really do. I think you are. We've got a great class going. So what situations, what areas are you strongest in? And maybe what areas do you feel like your value is the lowest? I don't think it's one straight self-esteem. Do you like yourself? Do you like yourself? It's a self-exploration for this one. That's 3 very clear questions. There's a lot there. I would say a full-size grown paragraph for each of those. And then I want you to respond clearly and thoughtfully to at least 5. A lot of students are doing the bare minimum, and that's fine. It's totally fine if you want to just do 5. But bring more to the table for them than, I agree, Kevin, that was great. Talk to them about what you think. Disagree with them if you have a disagreement politely. But there's 3 questions and 5 responses to your fellow classmates, all about you.